everyone. Welcome to my update. Thanks for giving a watch today. Today I'm with Dr. Matt Dietz. You'll get to see him again here just shortly. But before we get to him, I just want to share some things that are going on at St. Mark's. Currently, we have raised over 50% of our goal for our Lenten project, which is $25,000. I would sure love to see us go way beyond 100%. In fact, today I was just at a meeting with Keon Carter. He's the pastor at Wellington Heights, and just great things that are going on there. I'm excited about our joint ministry together, which you're going to hear more about as we move closer to summer. But thank you for your contributions to the Lenten Project. It truly is going to be awesome to see what God does through St. Mark's and Wellington Heights. That's one thing I want you to know about. And the second thing is this: Easter is right around the corner. I know it's hard to believe, but hopefully you've spent some time outside with the beautiful weather and you're starting to see the tulips come out of the ground, and you realize that yes, the snow is going to be gone here soon and life is going to be beautiful and beautiful weather. And with that in mind, that means Trail to Tomb is right around the corner. That is our drive-through Easter special that we're inviting our entire community to. And I want to just make you aware of that right now so that you can like it on our Facebook page and say, yes, I'm going to be coming, so that other people will hear about it. It's that Thursday and Friday before Easter, April 1st and 2nd. So check it out on our Facebook page, like it, say that you're coming so that other people would hear the news about it. And we would sure love to see thousands of people, again, hear the good news of Jesus Christ through one of our drive-thrus. So we just encourage you to do that. Thanks for watching today. God bless you as you connect faith and life. Hey everybody, welcome to my Pastor Paul update. I'm losing my voice this morning, but I've got Dr. Matt Dietz with us from Discover Health Chiropractic, and so he's going to be doing most of the talking anyways, but we're really glad to have you here again for really our fourth topic today, that we're talking about nutrition, which is such a big, I can't tell you how many people have different opinions on nutrition and what to eat. And you go through the grocery store, and I feel like there are two types of groceries. One that is good for you, and then the other thing that I've been eating since I was a little kid that we just assumed was fine. And now things are changing in how we look at nutrition. So
very much.
So thanks for being here. Tell us what are the keys. First of all, why is it important to have good nutrition, a good diet? But what are the keys to good nutrition?
Well, obviously it's very important to, what you put in your body is so important. You are what you ate. You've heard of that before, right? And so are you putting nothing but Twinkies and Tootsie Rolls in? You're not going to hit much out, right? And your body can't do a whole lot with that. There's a famous comedian, it's like, please Lord, let these Cheetos nourish my body. It's like that's not going to do it, right?
I love this one over food. Sometimes we pray over food and ask God to make up for our bad choices when we eat. That's funny. No matter what it is, Lord, bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies. Lord, bless this bag of Cheetos.
So we have to put good quality things in if we want to have anything quality coming out.
Yeah.
To build, healthy cells, things like that, we need to make sure we're not putting toxic stuff, putting, other junk in our body, if you will.
Yep.
So, watch our chemical, all those type things. So.
Yeah. So, one of the things that you talk about is fresh food, organic, versus prepackaged kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that. How do you even discover that, find that in the grocery store and around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's a lot there. So obviously it's always better to eat organic if you can. That's the idea. The kind of getting into the whole, the more man messes with something, the worse it is for you. So if you're going through the grocery store, you're trying to decide what to pick. You want to pick the things that don't have labels, like fruit, vegetables. You're going to always be better off on that end of things than the prepackaged, boxed stuff. Again, the more we touch it, the more we mess with it, the less health benefits come out of it.
Sure.
And there's more things to it. Just kind of with that also, you should read your ingredients label on the box. If you're reading it and it's a whole big long list, you should probably put it back because there's a bunch of other stuff in it. And you should also be able to pronounce what's in it. I have a chemistry degree, and sometimes I have trouble pronouncing some of the things. So again, if you cannot pronounce it or don't know what it is, you should just put it back, move on to something else. So that's a real quick tip on that end of it. But like I said, made by God versus made by man, it's always going to be better on that end of things. With the organic level of things, again, organic's always better on the things, but not everything has to be. There's actually Environmental Working Group, EWG. There's an app on your phone or look it up. They actually have a clean 15 and a dirty dozen. So the dirty dozen are a lot more pesticide sprays, things like that on them, so a lot more toxic, a lot worse for you, versus the clean 15. They don't necessarily have to be organic, where that dirty dozen, you at least want those to be organic that you're buying. So
when I go to the grocery store and I look at vegetables and I see the section with organic, and then I see the section, like, let's just take strawberries. Let's take fruit. Strawberries. Driscoll is a big strawberry brand, and they've got an organic version and they've got a regular version. Are you saying, what does organic mean in that context?
So, if something inorganic, that would be, it's supposed to not have as much pesticide sprays. It's not genetically modified, so they haven't changed the DNA of something to create something else. We're not talking about hybridization. We're talking about actually changing what it's made out of. And so when they go in, they do that sometimes with it. So organic means that they haven't touched it, they haven't messed with all those other things. It doesn't have near the pesticides, the sprays, those things on it. And that's what organic it means and what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed is that the non-organic stuff is always bigger. That's what I've noticed. Strawberries, you get these huge strawberries, and then you go to the organic strawberries, and they're actual regular
normal size
strawberries. That always makes me go,
exactly.
What is going on there?
Why is it bigger? Well, and it goes even into your especially your meats, your other things like that. I mean, I grew up on a farm, and there's obviously a lot of farmers around. But again, there's human growth hormone. There's growth hormones putting in. There's antibiotics, all that stuff into your meats.
Right.
Well, where does that eventually go? Eventually goes to us. It doesn't suddenly disappear. And so that's kind of when we also talk about your, if you're going to change one thing, make sure you have clean meats before you're worried about your fruits and vegetables. Because there's a toxic bioaccumulation. So there's tons of cornfields around here. They're all sprayed with pesticides, essentially, Roundup, whatever. But we can't go out and just eat that corn right out of the field because it's got chemicals on it, right? But yet we give it to a cow. And takes 4 to 6 pounds of organic material to create a pound of meat. Well, so it's actually more intensified in that meat. And then we eat that meat. So the biggest thing, it makes sure you have clean meats. So you have organic, grass-fed meat would be a better choice than your just conventional. So that's how that would go with that too.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. All right, so we're going to have a little quiz time here with Dr. Matt. He has no idea what I brought him, but I've just brought random stuff from the grocery store. These are things that I found in my house, in my pantry, so don't judge me, all right? But
interesting, all right.
Yeah, here we go. So, all right, I love pasta, right? I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, ingredients, wheat flour. It looks pretty clean. What is that? What do you think about pasta? And then I see that there's other types of pastas out there.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
And first of all, everything's a spectrum. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's the worst. Everything's somewhere in between. You're just making the best decisions that you can at a time, and none of us are perfect. Believe me, with what I do and how I'm teaching people all the time, that's my biggest, make sure I stay on track because I can't go through the grocery store and if someone sees a bunch of Oreos and Doritos in my cart, believe me, they're going to call me out on it.
I won't judge you. I really won't. I won't.
Yeah, so with something like this, probably the biggest thing for people to take away is really cutting down the sugars. We are so addicted to sugar. Sugar is more addictive than cocaine. And we all love it. We all like it. We all crave it. So when you have pastas, I mean, it's a grain, it's a carb, it's a sugar to your body.
Sure.
Now you can have it, you can, but in moderation.
Yeah.
And there are better choices where it's not as much. A whole grain is better than not, because you're gonna at least get some of the more nutrients than what you would. It still has the same sugars, but we just get more of the nutrients with what it is. Same thing with breads, things like that.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So this is in the middle of the spectrum.
Middle road here. All right. So since you brought up, so here's the thing. I've been told that some vegetables are better than no vegetables.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Yes, that's true.
All right, so I love beets. I could probably eat beets every day.
Really? Okay.
But I like these kind of beets in a can.
Gotcha.
Which I'm pretty sure they're soaked in. Do they have sugar in here? I don't know. Yeah, there's some sugar in here, right?
Sugar added to them. They already have sugar in them anyway,
right, yeah.
because they're made. But yeah, so something like this. Again, canned beets. The best is always going to be your raw produce.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
That raw is always going to be best. Frozen is going to be next, and then canned is going to be your last.
Yeah.
Right. And so I get it. Like I said, we all have those things that we love and do that. Again, I'm not going to. It's like no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So
that's good.
It's a better choice on that spectrum. So and it is a vegetable. I mean, again, it's not ice cream. So you're doing better than
true.
that. So
it's true.
Where are we at on the spectrum? And again, here's the big takeaway for most people: you're doing better than you think you are. Just keep making that next best choice.
Right.
Everybody knows the donut or the apple, which one's the better choice.
Right.
But do they make it?
Right.
That's the question.
All right.
So yeah.
Good. Yeah. Okay. So I think every family loves cereal.
Yeah.
Okay. And so these are oatmeal squares. I'm just using this as an example. Now you would look at this and you say oatmeal squares, heart healthy. You know how much sugar is in oatmeal squares? It's so jacked. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
I compare this to Lucky Charms, and they're pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. So where are we at with cereals?
Cereals, like exactly what you said, loaded with sugar. Yeah. I mean, it's a carb already. It's already a sugar already. Any type of grain which is usually what they made out of, like corn or wheat, something like that. And then on top, and it's mass processed.
Right.
And then sugar added to that. And then we'll throw in some marshmallows and colorings and other things with it. So it starts getting pretty far off really quickly on there. So I try and avoid most cereals out there. Most of our big ones that we think of are not healthy, are not good choices.
Now, what about I'm just using a brand out there. I think it's called Kashi. They're kind of the organic cereal, things like that. Again, just a better choice.
Yeah, it's a little bit better move. And again, everything. You can read labels. You can go buy a brand name. You can go buy Quaker. You could go buy General Mills or all that stuff. Well, they're not all the same, even in that same brand.
Sure.
So always read the labels. Each one has a better or a worse type thing along with it. So that's the hardest thing. You just got to read the labels, look what's in it, and not necessarily the box of this stuff.
Sure.
You want to read the small ingredients down here.
Yeah.
That's going to be the bigger thing.
Yeah. All right. Cereal. Okay, here we go. I think I know what you're going to say about this. All right, you ready? Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
but good old-fashioned 90 calories, small can of Coke, 25 grams of sugar, and the sugar comes from high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah. So, I don't think anyone needs me to explain not in the healthy category. Right? Yeah. Right. So when you look at something like this, just loaded with sugar. I mean, 25 grams. I mean, think of a cube of sugar, right?
Lot.
You couldn't fit 25 in here, but that's like super sugary.
Yeah.
So sugars, I don't know if you knew this, but Coca-Cola originally had cocaine in it.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
And so they don't have that anymore.
Right.
So it's gone through a lot throughout that. But yes, that's definitely not the healthy category. One of the worst things, and especially if someone wants to lose weight, get healthier, this is the first thing to cut out. Cut out the pop. Cut out the soda.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. Just doing that, I have so many patients that'll lose 6 pounds in like a week just cutting out Coke. Yeah.
Is that because of the high fructose corn syrup, the sugar, and all that stuff?
That's one of the biggest things with it. And there's a lot of other junk in it, if you will, too. But yes, yeah, avoiding that's one of the biggest things. There's so much, and the diet pops are actually worse than the regular in a lot of cases.
Okay, because of how they make it diet. I mean, how they make it the sugar flavor.
The process, and it's most of them there's not zero sugar, right? Well, it's the artificial sweeteners that are much worse for you, are known carcinogens.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. So it means it causes cancer. So I'm going to, again, you see the whole problem.
Right, yeah, okay. All right, very good. So the moral of the story is don't drink pop. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right.
Avoid that. Yes.
Now, some people need that caffeine kick.
Okay.
So what about Starbucks?
Starbucks, okay. Coffee, I understand that. So many people love coffee. They have to have their coffee.
Yeah.
Now, coffee's okay, within moderation, obviously, just like anything else. If you're drinking the whole pot yourself, maybe you need to cut back a little bit.
Yeah.
But you go to Starbucks, you get your coffee, whatever. Now, again, a lot of coffee beans are sprayed, so a better choice would be an organic coffee bean.
Okay.
You're not going to get that at Starbucks.
Right.
You're going to have to go someplace else or make your own for that.
Sure.
But actually, the worst thing about your coffee from Starbucks is the plastic lid.
No kidding.
Because it's the toxicity level, because it's something hot through plastic. That plastic is going to denature, and we'll talk about that more when we get into actually talking about toxins
next week. Yeah.
But yes, but that's the worst part of it. So, but then it's not just your coffee. If it was just straight coffee,
right?
It's the mocha frappuccino with extra whip, and that's what the unicorn drink, whatever. I don't know, stuff people drink, but that's where it starts getting way off, and there's way more sugar in that than even in this can of pop. A lot of times in their coffee that they drink.
I know that when I have coffee, I put a little creamer in there, right? Mm-hmm. I used to just have the regular creamer that, it's non-organic, things like that. Now they have creamer out there basically they just say it's a little bit better for you. Is that the way you want to go?
If you're going to, if you had an organic whole milk, one would be a better choice. Something like that, But you're half and half. You're, what's the cremate, whatever?
Coffee mate.
Coffee mate, something like that. Creamer, something like that. Again, that's very mass processed, very. Sure. And if it can be sitting in a room at room temperature all day long, it's not going to be as good for you, right? If it doesn't go bad, if you don't have to buy your groceries, only once a month, it's not very healthy. It should be going bad. Pretty much every week. You should have to go buy some groceries.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. We'll end on a high note.
There you go. An apple.
Okay.
Always a better choice. Something like this. Again, there's no label except for this little one here. Now you can read these numbers here.
Yeah.
And now if it ends in a 9, that's a good thing. It's 9, it's mine. It's 8. It's not great.
Okay.
Stay away from it because then it's going to be conventional.
So what number are you talking about here?
So when you read these numbers at the very bottom, see the numbers. This one has 3283.
Yep.
If it has a 9 in it, then it's okay.
Okay.
And then it's going to be organic.
Okay.
So if it's got an 8, then it's conventional. Like it has this other stuff in it. So Honeycrisp. Again, there's a whole spectrum, just even in apples themselves.
Yeah,
so it can get overwhelming for a lot of people. Honeycrisp, they taste the best. I love them, my favorite. But they're also a lot of sugar in them. A better choice, especially if you're trying to cut down on your sugars, would be a Granny Smith apple.
Okay.
So it's a lot less, and it's not going to spike your insulin levels in your body when you're eating them. So it'd be a better choice on that end of it. But still, I'll always say you're better off with the apple than pretty much everything else here. Yeah. Good choice there.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay. Good. Well, okay. So we went through things, and I just thought it'd be fun today to just kind of talk through some of these things because so many of them are just. I don't know about you, but I was raised in a family that we just had these things, right? We never even questioned it. We never even talked about it, and it was always right. I think everybody understands moderation, right? That's the way to go. Mm-hmm. The problem is that we dump the whole box of noodles in there, and we gorge ourselves on noodles.
Serving size is a big thing, also too.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you can overdo it pretty much, and that's what a lot of people unfortunately do.
Well, right. I think if you go out to eat, I feel like every restaurant you go to, your serving sizes are just monstrous. So, So here's reason why we're talking about this is that one of the probably the foundational scripture verses for even talking about our bodies comes from 1 Corinthians 6 verses 19 through 20. Now, the context of this is, talking about fleeing from sexual immorality. Okay, so that's the context. A little bit different. But the thought is still the same, that our bodies are important and what you do with them makes a difference. And so this is what 1 Corinthians 6 verses 19 through 20 says. It says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, you were bought at a price. Therefore honor God with your bodies." Which I think is it's the exclamation mark on understanding our bodies and how God has made us. Such a change from the Old Testament where God's Spirit was only in one place, and that was the temple in Jerusalem. Now, the Spirit dwells in our bodies. And so what we put in our bodies does make a difference. Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us today as we talked about nutrition. Thanks, Dr. Matt, for being here, and we will see you guys next week.